Guys, let's watch this video. Watch this video.
You're trying to say that, from what I'm understanding, in third world countries, anything that is not under maintenance is because, you know, we don't care.
No, you care. It's not in the concept. Travel the 54 countries in Africa and ask each person in every country, what is wrong with your country? Leadership. Leadership. All of you say the same word. So let me ask you, since 1960, the country has been picking the wrong leader every 4 years. Not a single railway built by the British is in Nigeria today, but the one they built in their country that same year, it's still running. Not a single railway built in Ghana in 1960 is still there today. What do you know in that country that has been properly maintained by the people every day and it works perfectly?
It's hard for people to maintain things when they're not gaining a lot.
No, it's hard for people to maintain things when they don't have the concept of maintenance in their culture. What is the one word in Igbo for maintenance?
Maintenance is, there's no direct English word for that. It doesn't translate directly to maintenance.
That's correct. How about you?
It doesn't translate.
That's correct.
But it translates to like take care of.
No, that is not maintenance. What is the one word for repair in Igbo?
Imezie.
Exactly. What is the one word for repair in You see, I'm driving you to somewhere. What is the one word for democracy in Igbo language? You don't. How about you? You don't. You're trying to practice something that is not in the concept of the language. There is no African country, and I've done it through Kenya, I've done it all, that has an equivalent of the word maintenance.
Well, in order to maintain something, you have to have it first, correct?
No, if I leave it for you, you can maintain it. The British left a lot of things in this country when they left. They established the hospitals, they established the fire stations, the post offices, the railway lines, the roads they built before they left. You are not able to maintain it because you don't have that concept. Because your environment, the tropical environment of Africa, the way you build your houses, the material you use, you don't require maintenance. Every country that is called industrialized countries, today, one of the things you know about them is maintenance of what they have. That's why we have buildings here that are about 250 years old, 300 years old in this country. There are buildings in other countries of Europe that are 700 years ago. The Notre Dame that burned in France was a 13th century building. Do you know what kept it that long till today? Maintenance is a cost.
The first time I watched this video, I almost wept for Nigeria and for Africa, because almost everything he said is true. But I beg to differ. I just beg to differ on certain grounds. For instance, there's a word. I'm an Ijaw man, and from the APA extraction of Ijaws, and I know the word for maintenance in AP, which is tolomo. You could say it also means take care, but it also translates one word as maintain. All right. Now, but the second ambit of what he said, that we do not have a maintenance culture, is relatively not true, because we do have a maintenance culture. I beg to say that we have a maintenance culture as Africans, as Nigerians, as Ijaws. The problem is we do not have that culture with respect to another person's property or public property. That's my opinion. When you go to your houses, when we see your houses, when we go to there's this Igbo village where they say it's like London. When you go there, people have built private houses that you think that this place is small London. Do you get what I mean? When you go into the houses, it is clean. When you go to the rooms of everybody, it is clean. It is fine. It is well maintained. The moment it becomes public property or another person's property, our mentality changes. That's the problem. In fact, when I spoke with some persons, especially when I was in the East, I told them the reason brothers kill brothers for family land is because we do not have that culture of looking after another person or someone's property that is not our own. I asked the person, I said, if your brother is so sure that if they give the family land to you to manage, no matter what happens to him, his family, his own nuclear family will not suffer, do you think your brother will fight you for that land? And reverse is the case, because your brother also is vice versa, rather, because your brother also knows that this is your mindset, that when you take this thing, you take it for yourself. He now wants to fight you for it. Most of the people that shouted Emiloko in the last general election would not make Tinubu the CEO of their company, but they will make him president of the nation. Because when it comes to public property, we don't want to be accountable. Accountability becomes relegated. It becomes irrelevant. It's not important. But the moment you just say, let this Emiloko guy now come and manage your family business, the Adeleke empire, Tinubu cannot manage it. In fact, the Adelekes will chase him out and even bring Peter Obi to come and head it. You see, Dangote, if by whatever reason he's forced to choose between Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu as the CEO of Dangote Group, nothing will make him choose Tinubu. This is my opinion. But when it comes to running the nation, he will pick Buhari, that does not have WAEC certificate, that we are looking for his WAEC certificate. This is just the problem from the video. The video, he is saying we don't have a maintenance culture. I beg to differ. We take care of our own. Our own. Our own. You see somebody who is littering the floor on the street. He has swept his house. You cannot tell me that person does not have a maintenance culture. He has a maintenance culture, but it's for his personal affairs and his personal things. When it comes to public things, they all crumbled. The illustrations he gave, the things that the Europeans built, the schools, the hospitals, the railway, the post office, they all crumbled because they belong to the public. But we have, even Virgin Nigeria, the public airline, national carrier that we had, it crumbled because it's public. But we have airpeace running. We have private carriers running in the country. And it is being maintained. We have private schools. We have private universities. Covenant University just came out. It's top 4 university, when universities have been standing for 50 years like UNN and Unilag. Covenant University that is barely 15 years old is talking to them. Why? Because when it is private, it is properly managed and maintained. We have maintenance culture. We only need to expand it to include public infrastructure. We just need to expand it to include another person's property. When I was growing up in the house, it's a large house. There are several boys. You get what I mean? So if you're walking and you see your brother's shirt or shorts on the floor, you just walk past it. But if you see your own, you pick it up. That is, and this thing I'm telling you was from me as a child, from the environment I saw as a child. Now you expect people who have grown up with that mindset, and my dad will always try to, pick it, whether it's your own or it's not your own. Come on, pick it up. Come on, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Keep it where it's supposed to be. Keep it where it's supposed to be. There's some families where everybody has his own spoon. So you have to wash your spoon. So that culture is growing. So everybody now look after themselves. That is the problem. We do have a maintenance culture. Like I said, the PA people, the word for maintenance in the PA is tolomo. And I know that even in this video, the guys, that they may not know it, but there's word for maintenance in Igbo, because you have actually maintained your own property. You actually kept your property, your compound, your whatever you had, you actually kept it clean. You actually maintained it. The only problem is when it comes to public infrastructure or another person's property, we then begin to exhibit behaviors that tends towards destruction only. See you next time.